be happy, I'm looking outside of myself now. So I got to work really hard to get you because the universe is not going to help me. Because if I got you, I would be convinced that my happiness was in you and not in me. Which is different from saying, I'm going to join with you so both of us can remember our happiness is coming from within. Cool. And we're never going to let each other forget our happiness comes from within. Now that partnership is going to work. And you're using your love to remind yourself that that love is coming from yourself. That's different from a person being in front of you saying, wow, I love you, and the love that you're seeing in me is really the love that's inside of you. Then a person saying, I should be the object of your love, and if you lose me, you're screwed. Okay? Which is the way the world does it. You know, I want you to believe without me, you would be lost. But that is the ego. Yeah. But what I tell people, especially if they've gone through a situation where they think they've lost the love, I'd say, well, you got to understand, that relationship came from you. And just like you created that one, the same thing in you that created that one, it can create another one because it came from you in the first place. Mm-hmm. See, that's different. Because people act like the person showed up external to themselves and then they had this experience that was independent of them. It's the opposite. That person didn't show up until you had created the consciousness that created them in your life. Wow. So if they leave, you still got the consciousness. You know, it's like if I destroy this recorder, the idea that created the recorder will create another recorder. You see what I'm saying? So if you lose a relationship, the idea that created the relationship will create another, but only with one slight alteration. The next one will be better. You will enjoy them more. Because you should have had some kind of a realization in that relationship that you just finished with. So every relationship, if you're conscious, should be an improvement. If you're conscious, it should be an improvement. You know, so don't be afraid to let go of something because the thing that's going to come in this place is guaranteed to be better, especially if you're looking at it like that came from within me. That didn't come from outside of me. Great. That came from within me. Yeah. Wow. If you were to walk out here tonight and say, how can I experience the love of a relationship that's an incredible relationship? See, you're not putting any limits on yourself at all, and the part of you that knows how to do that, it can shoot you a relationship. Pow! It's there. You know? But I want to love myself enough that when it shows up, I won't screw it up. I won't sabotage it. I'll be able to appreciate it. I'm having to forgive myself right now for how many beautiful people have loved me in my lifetime that I didn't have sense enough to even recognize and be grateful for. Yes. I look back and go, I've known some incredible beings all my life, and I was the one who was projecting blame and feeling insecure, didn't even see it. So I have to like, okay, Earl, you didn't know, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You're surrounded by people who love you that you can't see yet. They're there. They just, you don't see them. And when you love yourself, all of a sudden they just pop up, pop, pop, like popcorn. Pop. You know, it's like, you know how popcorn starts out? It's like, pop, 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 pop. You know, some of y'all might be in that miracle microwave state. That's what I'm going through right now. It's like the love, it's like the loving being, like it's like one loving being, not loving being, not loving being, loving being. Remember that commercial? Yeah. You know, and that's what's happening right now. So if I feel guilty, then that's a lot to feel guilty about. Some people keep it simple because they feel so guilty they have more than one person in their life to just increase their guilt. You know, so they can't even handle the idea of lots of love because people confuse love and sex all the time. So the minute you say love a lot of people, they think instantly you're talking about having sex with a lot of people because we hopelessly join the two because in misperception we think sex is the symbol of love. How can I know you love me more than anybody? Well, you're the one I have sex with. See, so we've connected the two. So now, when somebody says love, people feel afraid. Love more than one person means I can appreciate more than one person. That's what love means. I can appreciate many people. I love many people. I appreciate many people, and I'm not ashamed of that. I'm glad I appreciate a lot of people. I'm glad I do. Yeah. You know. Do I need to have sex with a ton of people? Only if I want a lot of complication. Because unless you're dealing with unless you're dealing with some really innocent minds, you're just dealing with a lot of complication and a lot of guilt. That's the truth. I'm not saying that it's not possible to have that experience in a beautiful, innocent way, but let's face it, on the level of consciousness that we're on, nah. So you really need to be very discerning until you really get to that point that you feel innocent. And it's impossible to feel guilty about joining with someone that you know is the same as you and who you know is you. So oneness equals innocence. The more I know you are me and I am you, the less I'm going to feel guilty about what I experience with you. The more I think you're separate from me, then the more I'm going to feel guilty. So again, how can I tell whether I feel separate from you or join with you? How guilty do I feel in my interaction with you? And I'm not talking about during the interaction. I'm talking about in the cool of the shade later.
Yeah.
It's not how you felt last night with that person. It's what did you think 24 hours later about that encounter. Because while you're ready to have that encounter, you're going to tell yourself anything that you need to tell yourself to make it okay in that moment. It's later that you find out what your belief system is. And if it was really coming from love, all you feel is good about it.
Yeah, joy.
Joy about it,
Yeah.
gratitude about it, thankful that it occurred.
Yeah.
So let me see what the message is for us before we leave out. Let's see now. I'd like to have a message for the group. See what this is what it says. To enable this healing, you must do one thing. You must be willing to experience the untrue and give it over to truth. Given to truth, the untrue cannot stand, for the untrue has no foundation to stand on. This is why you must be willing to look at the thoughts in your mind. You cannot fear the thoughts in your mind, for to fear the thoughts in your mind is to make the thoughts in your mind seem real. So every thought that I fear seems real. Right. And you will not escape that which you make real through choice. This is why I have told you that the self-will desires the world. It is so you would be willing not to. Do not desire it by making it real. Let it go in your mind as purposeless. In other words, see no purpose in suffering. See no purpose in lack. See no purpose in not having joy and fun in your life. See no purpose in not experiencing abundance. See no purpose in suffering. See no purpose in sacrifice. Right. And you won't do it.
Right.
It's no purpose. There's no good reason for you to suffer. There's no good reason for you to lack. Don't even come up with one.
No purpose.
There's no purpose in me suffering. Thank you. Well, suffering is good for you. It makes you grow and it makes you strong. Well, that's what you say after you've chosen to suffer.
Right.
That's not what you say beforehand. That's what you say afterwards. Like after you decided to suffer, then you say, I learned a really good lesson through that suffering. It's after you've made the decision to hurt that you go, I learned through that pain. But never tell yourself it was necessary to go through the pain to get the lesson.
So you have the pain, just let the pain be. Don't struggle against it. So the pain and struggling is suffering.
The suffering is the judgment and the resistance to the pain. Because the pain just means I'm fooling myself about something. So when I'm in pain, I ask to have my deceptions removed. I ask to see the truth in the situation. Because the truth teaches that all pain is self-deception. It's something telling you that you're telling yourself something that is not the truth. Deep.
Yeah.
There's something I'm doing to myself that's not love right now. I've forgotten I'm innocent for a minute. And you're not only innocent, you're juicy and innocent. You're powerful and innocent. You're alive and innocent. And you're being prepared for this, everything you've ever dreamed of, so that when it shows up, you won't screw it up. And you'll let it in, and you'll embrace it. I don't want to be at that level anymore where loving people come into my life, and I don't love myself enough to be able to receive it, and I sabotage it. This is what this is for. It's increasing our ability to receive all the good we've been asking for all our lives, because let me tell you, brothers and sisters, it's barreling down on your butt, and it's barreling down on your butt right now. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming. That's the truth about you. Yeah. Yes. Wow.
Mercy.
Have mercy.